All right, guys, how's it going? Saturday, 4th of July. Happy 4th of July for everyone that celebrates it. Let's take a quick look at the chart here, real quick, before I take off for the night. Okay. If you guys caught my video yesterday, then you are kind of already going to be aware of what I'm talking about here. Bitcoin, TGX. Remember, I said yesterday, momentum breakdown a little bit. Hold on, let me turn off my phone. Okay, momentum breakdown a little bit. So then we got bearish. So this is the momentum breakdown, and then now we're getting like a bearish divergence after this breakdown on the 1 hour chart. Okay. So that's kind of what I was looking for. I wasn't by my computer when we popped earlier. I just threw in some shorts at 91.81 ish. I think. I don't know. I think it was 91.81 I got in. So now I have a relatively tight stop loss. You know, pretty clear tweezer top up here, and that's as clean of a tweezer top as you can get. Okay, tweezer top, your candles open and close your candle close here and your candle open are even, and then your wicks are even too. Dead even is better. If they're slightly uneven, like maybe like this, where one's just barely sticking up, let's say this one was down a little bit lower, this one was barely sticking up, you still could count it, but otherwise, if it's anything that's not about exact, then you don't count it, okay? It's as clean as it'll get. So I'm in up here. I don't really see any reason to close right now. I could take some scalp profit. It's a pretty large position. But anyway, I'm happy where I'm at right now. It's kind of the plan from the get-go was to short this area unless we reclaimed it and flipped it. Remember this high volume breakdown area? That's a high volume breakdown. So my goal was to short that retest, okay? Short that retest or long a flip of that, and we rejected on it with the tweezer. So for now, we're rolling with that as potential top for now, okay? Bearish divergence on top of UNX here. This was a bearish divergence signal at the top here. Okay, momentum's breaking down. These are bullish divergence signals, which basically just told us that we had some bullish divergence down here. But bullish divergence in this upper zone is usually more of a continuation down, whereas if price was down here in this lower zone, it's usually continuation up. Okay, so down here we're getting these signals, but price is still in this upper half. Usually that's kind of like a counter current indicator, whatever you want to call it, and it almost signals like you're likely to go down still. Okay. So again, if this TGX line, I'm probably over explaining this right now, but just want to make sure everyone understands what I'm saying. So if this TGX line was down here, let me clean that up. If it came down here and it was down here, and then we developed these bullish divergence signals, I'd be looking for longs, okay? But since it's up here, I think that we're going to continue. That could have been the top, you know, if we draw some fibs here. Where's my fib levels? Okay, top to bottom. And we tapped right at the 0.786. Beautiful. That's beautiful, beautiful. That's what I like. Okay, that's usually a strong entry. Okay, especially after breakdown here. So I like what I'm seeing. If I look at the 4H, and a lot of people probably forgot about this already, you guys, but this 4H is huge. Okay, this is very important right here. First off, we got an inverse head and shoulders type thing here, and we did have some volume breakout. It looked like it played out for the most part. Okay, let's just review this. So breakout, almost reached target. Not too bad, right? Pretty good. We rejected the 99 SMA, so pretty smart. Or pretty, not smart, but, pretty logical area. So then we retested this line now. So if we retest this again, it's likely not going to hold if we retest it down here. All right. But what I'm seeing is a breakout. It performed, and then now we broke down. And this is a high volume breakdown. And we've got this here. Okay. So we've got this trend line here. Breakdown. We could call this a bear flag if we want to. Okay. Not going to get too carried away drawing that. But anyway, so now we've got that breakdown, and we basically have a retest of the breakdown, okay, horizontal wise. So if we do flip this, I do expect us to go higher, and we'll probably end up retesting somewhere up here, okay, but I don't think we're going to flip it. This is a super bearish candle. I think a lot of people are probably forgetting about that right now. because of what's been happening, because of what we see here. That's just super bearish. High volume, really big drop. We've just kind of been crawling here now. We get a low volume pop here with a rejection. So I just don't see any reason to be super bullish on that right now. We still want to break this, flip this trend line. If you didn't get short up there, you're not going to find a really good short opportunity right now. You're going to need to wait for this trend line to flip and then go down. So, like I said yesterday, it's not even a bad idea to just ladder some shorts up at these levels when this overall pattern looks pretty distributive. So it's really all I got right now, you guys. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Let's see, where we broke down this consolidation, potential like retest here if I'm just looking at this. Okay. Excuse me. I don't know. I just think that we're losing support here. We lost support. We've retested as resistance. Again, this trend line I drew yesterday, I really like it. Okay. Consolidation breakdown with volume. And a retest now. This is just really nice PA. So you got this trend line here. Okay. Price bounces on it, breaks through, retests, breaks out of that consolidation, kind of like that. So you get this here, this consolidation. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, you guys. So definitely, my short's in really, really nice profit right now. So I'm definitely going to consider needing to close partial. If we, I'll have to look at some mid time frames to see if there's potential for bounce. So like right here, could we bounce here at the support? It's definitely a support, so we have to be aware of that, and I need to be ready to rightfully think that we could bounce here. If I do look at this, it was a high volume pop, so we could do a low volume retest, keep it going higher. Again, I still have that tweezer top on pretty much every time frame. I've got this trend breakdown here with a really, really ugly candle. This wick here, this wick is super ugly, you guys. A lot of longs probably trapped in there right now, if they didn't already get stopped out on this. But like this looked really bullish at the time, right? Just imagine how this 6-hour candle looked. So let's just draw a random line here. Okay, we're just gonna go with this. I don't care how this line looks. But basically what we had there was breakout with a high volume and a retest, and then so we probably bounce here, and this candle is nice and big and green, right? Or white in this case, for my chart colors. So that candle would have been nice and big and white or green or whatever you want to call it, and making people think we got a nice bullish breakout, and then just rug pull instantly like that. Super fast. Nobody had time to react to that. Really fast drop, okay? And just ugly, ugly rejection. Those candles are ugly, and those are usually continuation. We finally got our retest. We've had a low volume weekend right now, okay, holiday weekend. And then on balance volume, still, it's just looking weak, you guys. This is our big breakout here, right? So this was a big area because you can tell that this is a really nice consolidation here. Excuse me for 2 seconds, guys. I just got to get a quick sip of water. Okay, apologies. I usually have water with me when I'm doing these, but I didn't bring it up today. So anyway, so this is a really strong breakout point. Okay, over here. And now we're breaking back down finally from this. So if you go straight across from this zone, we pretty much broke down and retested it. Now we're dropping even further. And if I just draw a random line here somewhere, okay, this is another consolidation. This line looks like it's got a lot of history. I'm just making stuff up right now, honestly. But, see, you can fit anything to your bias, you guys, so let's just ignore that one. Sometimes I do like to draw trend lines like that. Like when I'm not on a video with you guys, I'll just kind of like mess around and find some trend lines that seem important. Sometimes they're worthless like that one, but sometimes I'll be kind of BSing around and find a trend line. I'll be like, oh, well, that one actually seems important. So that's why I do that sometimes. Our next big area of support then is going to be right down here, right? So it looks pretty likely that we're going to drop down. This just looks really weak. Looks like a retest. It's just not. We're just not seeing any strength right now. So it looks like OBV just wants to fall off a cliff here. Now that we lost this and retested it, so I don't see any reason why it won't at this point. I think a lot of people had reserved themselves for 93, 94, 9500, and now we're gonna have a lot of people missing out on shorts. Let's see, what else do we have? Like a see, we don't have, so there's no reason to long here. We have no downtrend breaks or anything. Even like locally, I don't even think on the 4H this broke. I don't know how to draw this one. It's not very clear. Like that, maybe. Maybe I could say like this. So maybe we did break, and we need to be conscious of that. It's really tough one to call there. Just because I don't have like a clear, like really I want to draw this like that, like at that angle, like I had it from up here. So I don't like that steep of trend lines usually for trading purposes. I don't do anything this steep usually. It's usually about 45-degree angles is what I work with. So what else we got? You know, any questions or anything that's on the stream with me right now? We got 26 people watching. Cool, guys. Thanks for joining. There's just not too much to say, you guys. It looks bearish. If it's not bearish, I can change my mind at some point. But I need this to break. Okay, need that to break to flip long. Otherwise, the 6H chart, and I accidentally hit the wrong button the other day and saved over my distribution chart, of course. But it just still looks like distribution to me. Nothing's changed, okay? This was our distribution range, somewhere like this, and it pretty much just looks like we retested it. I think I had it drawn like this. I'm not 100% sure. Something like that. So we finally got this high volume breakdown. We're retesting it now. We've seen a lot of selling volume anyway. As soon as this goes, you guys, there's just nothing to catch us at this point. As soon as we lose this area here, this 9100 area, okay, especially in 9K again. If we peak under 9K again, I really don't think we're going to come back up anytime soon. And then we just want to find our targets, okay? So if we go to weekly, we got to see where our supports are at. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, let's see. Remove drawings. All right, so we're still at support right now. Obviously worth being cautious of. So if we close tomorrow above 89.36 for the weekly, we want to be careful of being in shorts. Easy enough because we're at support. All right, so we need to really watch that. If we close below that, I mean, it's going to be a pretty quick drop to 8,600. I would assume. If we lose this support, I would assume we'd pretty much go straight there. Maybe not. Seems pretty likely. If you look on the weekly, again, 8,500 is our next area of interest. 8,600 area, somewhere around here. All right. You can see here even we're seeing a lot of red. Okay, seeing a lot of red here and not as much green. Those dang distributors ruining the bull party. Yeah, sorry, Techno. We'll bring the bull party back eventually. But and I don't use monthly charts very often, you guys. But just overall, I'm seeing a lot more red than green, and it's just not a good look. You can see after these initial red candles, we've been getting some bigger ones too. So just everything points to 8,500, 8,600 area initially, which makes sense because that's our range. Okay, so that would be mid-range here, or not mid-range. That would be bottom of the range. Over here, that's 7,900. Sorry. Here we go. So this is pretty much our range, right? If I draw middle, this is probably about middle here. Okay, somewhere around there is probably middle. So we're down in the lower half now. Spent a lot of time in the upper half. Now we're in the lower half. So I expect us to go to the bottom of the lower half, right at that area. So could we hold our shorts? Could I hold my shorts longer if we drop here and aim for this breakdown? I definitely could. I'm a believer in taking at least some profit on a big move, so I'm going to take some profit there, if not all, and I can reshort. If I miss out on, if I catch this move, I'm going to be happy enough with my profit. I'm not really going to care if I miss this or not. It'd be nice to catch that because that would be some huge gain. But I'm not going to get carried away, and we'll just take it step by step. But bottom of the range just looks incoming. We haven't tested it in a while. It's been over a month since we tested it, so I wouldn't be surprised if it bounces here. But again, we've kind of just been dying through these supports when we start going down, honestly. So anything goes. Like, we've just been tanking through these supports. This is almost like the same issue here. Like, we just flew. What year is that? 19. Okay. And if you look at like 2016 or 2016, 2018, a lot of people were buying like 5K and these, and we just busted through those too. So I'm probably not going to look for any longs. If I do it, maybe like a spot hedge or something. Maybe like 8,500 spot hedge or something if I felt like it. Otherwise, I don't really feel the need to do any spot hedges until down here. Any extra spot hedges anyway. This is a big area here. If that breaks through, it's a long way down, you guys. So, I mean, we can definitely get caught somewhere down here. But as far as being tested, I would expect this area to get tested at some point. Okay. So down to 5,300-ish, maybe a little bit lower, but nice strong volume breakout here. Hasn't been really tested since down here. So if we lose this area, 7,600-ish, somewhere around here, it's not going to look good. Okay, so be mindful of that. I doubt I'll have the strength to hold for that long, honestly. I'm more of a scalper anyway, so you probably won't catch me holding and trying for that, at least on this trade. But again, distribution is how I see it. Something like that. Okay, that was a very, very quick freehand drawing, but that's basically how distribution works. So definitely a viable scenario. I wanted to show you guys one more thing I forgot to show you yesterday. I don't know. Somebody told me my voice was too monotone the other day, so sorry if I'm really boring you guys right now. I'll start finding some really cool sound effects or something. There was one thing I wanted to draw, though. Oh, I can't remember what it was. Maybe it's the weekly, I think. It's either weekly or monthly. Might have been this. It was weekly. Okay, so here's about as good of a guess for a trend line as I can get, okay? Something like this. Fake out here. Maybe I draw it up a little bit higher, I don't know. But it doesn't break my rules. So this trend line is valid per my rules. Okay? Overall, this looks like just a giant range. Like this. Okay? It just looks like a really big range to me. I really like how these match up here. So, top of the range, you're better off shorting, right? And here we got 6,700 somewhere. Depending on how long it would take us to drop. Whoops. So somewhere around here would be where you'd be looking for a range retest. This 99 SMA on the weekly is at 7,600-ish, and that is about mid-range, right? So if I drew something in the middle of these two lines, it'd be about right here. Does that look pretty good? Okay. So just everything lines up really well. TA-wise right now, top of the range, bottom of the range. I will probably close. Again, if we drop, I'm not going to get set in my ways that we will drop, okay, because that's just stupid. But if we do drop, I'm going to be looking for somewhere in here to start closing. Okay, you can definitely get a reaction to the 22 SMA. So I don't know if it would be huge. I don't know if we would go up and make another high and go back down. That seems very unlikely at this point. Most likely scenario, and again, I'm just all guessing, you guys. You just don't know what's going to happen until it happens, right? Anybody that pretends like they know everything that's going to happen is just lying. Okay, talking out their ass. Don't get yourself too biased in your position. Don't let yourself think that your position's invincible. Even if you shorted up here at like 10.3K, all right, don't think that your position's invincible. It looks really good right now if you did short up there and you're still holding. But just don't get, you always have to be looking for counter plays. Like if I was in a short up here and I was holding for, 8,500 and price goes all the way back up and I get stopped out, well, that really sucks. That probably had a big gain, right? So I need to be aware and be thinking of, okay, is this bullish? Let me draw. I'm making up some BS right now, you guys. So this is all probably fake, but So I could say, oh, this is a breakout. There's not much volume to back it up, so right there, that's a red flag. But I could say, oh, this is a breakout, and now we're retesting, and then we could go, and now we're consolidating above the breakout. And then we go here, and we take off. And that's very valid. I mean, that's definitely a valid scenario right now. I can totally make a case there. But I just don't like this little cluster here as far as making this a real true trend line. Okay. This is just weird. I would rather draw it up here at these tops and then pull this down a little bit even. So, I mean, I really like using candles, obviously, and I like being able to touch as many wicks and things as I can. So, like, even putting it somewhere like this makes a lot of sense, and it doesn't break any of my rules. I use the rules on the same on every time frame, all day, every day, every time I trade. So, I just stick to them. It works for me. But it's really all I got, you guys. That's kind of what I'm watching here. Just on balance volume looking pretty weak. Obviously, it's just not a good short here, per se, at this moment in time, this low. But if we flip this, all right, this breakout right here, if this flips into resistance, it's a long way down. And Ethereum will probably lead us, all right? So be mindful of that. Ethereum likes to lead the way. Ethereum has been broken down for a while on OBV. Okay. And we consolidated, we retested. So I'm expecting some big red coming soon. All right. And again, ETH, the same thing. There's a lot of free fall here. Our trend line on Ethereum, same thing. Okay. Breakdown, consolidation, retest, down we go. All right, it's pretty straightforward. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but that's just how I see it right now, and I just got to stick with that. I just don't think we're going to get that 9,300 now that we stopped at that critical level earlier. All right, I'll quit talking in circles, though. I'm going to get going. I'm going to take the night off, obviously, check my stop losses, check my positions, figure out my take profits and things like that, calculate that all out. And yeah, that's all I'm going to do quick before I take off. So it's always good to, assess your position and calculate where things, the one thing I don't like doing is setting a take profit for like 7,500 and seeing how much money I would make. Like that's just you get set on that, and then if we bounce at like 8,200 or something and go all the way back up to your entry. So I never look ahead like that. I'm never like, oh, how much money am I going to make here? Okay, I just know how much money I'm going to lose if I get stopped out, and I know what my risk to reward is as far as ratio wise. So I know that my risk to reward on any given trade is XYZ, and my risk to reward here. I don't know my exact stop loss right now. I'm not going to lie. That's one reason to go check. But my risk to reward here is insane. Okay, I got in at like 91, 81-ish. Maybe, I can't remember exactly. So I got in 91, 81-ish. My risk is literally like right up here. So somewhere around here. Okay. And my reward is all the way down here for target 1. That's just for target 1, okay? So right now, risk to reward, 0.3 risk, 6 reward. I can't even do the math right now on that, but that's outstanding. Okay, I'm not even gonna try to do the math right now, but that's all I got for you guys. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. If we go up higher, I'll start ladder and shorts up a little bit higher, as long as we don't flip any big downtrend line into support. All right, guys, have a good weekend. Thanks for watching.